safe space.
Safe space.
Safe space.
Safe space.
Safe space.
A place where I can be free.
Somewhere I feel like I won't be judged.
My bedroom.
A place without fear.
Hi, and welcome to Safe Space, a podcast for open, honest, and deeply human conversations about mental well-being. I'm your host, Pauline Wanyonyi, and I'm really glad you're here today. Welcome to part 2 of the conversation on religion, culture, and suicide. In order for us to have an honest conversation about suicide and what it looks like in our community, we have to honestly examine our cultural practices and our cultural beliefs. And this is exactly what this episode does. The views you will hear may be a little bit uncomfortable for some or may sound harsh, but this is the reality for this community, and I'm sure for many other communities in this country. I invite you to listen to this episode with an open mind, with curiosity, with a readiness to learn and to question, to understand, because the only way that we can move forward and do things differently and maybe approach things from a different standpoint is if we truly understand where we are coming from and why we do the things that we do. Otherwise, we'll just keep doing the same thing again and again. So, I hope you will listen to this with an open mind, with curiosity, and a readiness to learn. Let's get to the episode. Welcome to the show, Robert. Before we get into the conversation, may I ask that you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Robert Wabule Mumbwani. I'm a father to beautiful daughters, and I'm a husband to my beautiful wife. I work and stay in Bungoma. I work at the County Assembly of Bungoma as the Sergeant at Arms. And I'm a graduate of criminology. I hold a degree in criminology. And I have passion in Bukusu culture and its traditions. So I'm here to share with you on what we know about the Bukusu culture and everything that comes with it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for being here today. So we're doing a series on suicide and we wanted to cover it from different perspectives. And one of it is from a cultural view. And specifically, you're here today, like you said, to share with us about the Bukusu culture and how we view something like this. So to begin, could you share with us from your understanding, how does the Bukusu culture think about the value and meaning of human life?
Okay. First to start with, under the African traditional heritage, and the Bukusu tribe as it is, the Bukusu is one of the 17 or the 18 tribes in the Luya tribes, 18 Luya tribes. And the Bukusus are majorly in Bungoma, Kakamega, and Trans Nzoia counties. That's where we have a majority of Bukusus. And also, under the Bukusu culture and its traditions, life is sacred. And the Bukusu believe that life is a gift from God. And under its culture, they believe that God, whom the Bukusus call Wele Hakaba, or God the Creator, gave life as a gift. So the Bukusu guards life religiously as per how they understand, as per the traditions.
Yeah. And just from that, would you say that life is understood as more individual? Is it more communal, spiritual, or as ancestral?
Okay. Life is communal, life is spiritual, and also life is ancestral. Why is life? Life is not more of individuals because an individual under the Bukusu culture, an individual belongs somewhere. An individual belongs to a family, and an individual belongs to a community, and an individual belongs to the clan. So life is not individualistic. Life itself is communal, because it's the community that guards life. So from the community guards life and protects it, and enhances its continuity. So that's how life becomes communal. And also life is spiritual, because the Bukusu, the Bukusu and African traditional heritage believes in Wele Hakaba, or God the Creator, who is the giver of life. So that's why before the missionaries came, the Bukusus used to worship, and they used to have their God, whom they believed that lived in the river. They used to call him Welekwe Muluchi, the god of the river. And others build shrines in their homes where they could go and worship, and others could gather under the trees somewhere to worship and to give thanks, and others could converge, like at the end of any harvest, they could converge and give their offerings to their unseen God. So life is spiritual, and they also believe that that life, the giver of life, who is God, the Creator, Ruel Hakaba, protects it. And when we say that life is also ancestral, we believe that the dead among the Bukusus, they don't go away. They remain with us. Like their spirits hover around to protect us. That's why you find that when someone in the community or in a family has good morals and good standings, when he dies or she dies, they are named after the newborns will come after they have gone, so that you find that a parent will say that I named this one after my late mother, I named this one after my late grandfather. So that is how now the living connects with the dead, who are the ancestors. Yeah, so life itself is as ancestral. And now that's why now we cannot say that life is individual, as I said earlier, because an individual belongs somewhere. And when someone isolates himself from others, then it means that because no man is an island, and you have to belong somewhere. And so life cannot be individualistic. Yeah, life cannot be individualistic. Life is communal. Life is ancestral. Life is spiritual.
Okay. Yeah. That's a very profound explanation. And as I'm listening to you speak, I can see it even in the way our community operates. Everything is it's very communal. Yes. Yeah. And we've spoken about life, and we're here to speak about suicide. So in your experience, how does the Bukusu language talk about suicide? Do we have a word or a phrase for that?
Suicide is something that culturally the Bukusus don't talk about it in loud tones, or whether they talk about it or not, they use euphemism words. Like they don't, because suicide itself is something that because the Bukusu believe in life. They believe in a life after death. They believe in life itself as a whole, and also the suicide itself is something when someone takes away his life under different circumstances. And in Bukusus, they believe that they are the strongest. They are the strongest, like we call ourselves Efwelirango, Dienjof. We are the thigh of an elephant. So you know the thigh of an elephant, you know how heavy an elephant is. And now it's the thigh that sustains that weight. So the Bukusu believes that they are the strongest people alive. So when someone takes his own life or causes someone to take his own life, and then under the Bukusus also are the people of peace. Babukusu people vandu bekumulembe, watu wa mulembe, the people of peace. And you know, when peace prevails, then life also grows. So when someone takes out his life through suicide, it means that he has cut short his life. So it's not spoken loudly or directly, but they can talk about suicide indirectly, and or they can use euphemism words to mean suicide, but they cannot speak it out or point it out to somebody or to a particular family or not. They just talk about it indirectly.
Do you have examples of words or phrases that would be used?
In a Bukusu area, like suicide itself is in Kibukusu, they can say about Huhuemika. Huhuemika is a direct translation of someone hanging himself with maybe a rope. That's Huemika. They can also use words like Huhuekoka, or the word that they use nowadays, like Huerusia Hubusumani. You know, because people eat ugali, so when you take away your life, it means that you are taking away yourself from eating ugali. Or then another word is like the brands of unga, like bahari, or hukuerusia kubwa bahari, yani amejitoa kwa unga ya bahari, has removed himself from the bahari maize flour. And also some other words like huekokaro, huirusia hulimenyani, kujitoa uhai, huirusia huimenya. Yeah, such like words, they use it to mean suicide, but they are not talking about suicide direct. Like maybe you're just walking along the road on the village, find that people have gathered along a certain homestead. Then you ask someone, what is happening at Robert's place? Then they tell you, such like words.
And to go back to something you said, you've talked about that the Bukusu believe that they are strong people, and then also there's the emphasis on peace, that they're a community of peace, which then the question would be, does that mean that the assumption is that suicide is seen as something that is a sign of weakness,
Yeah,
and then
true.
also not something that is interrupting the peace of the community? Is that the perception?
Yeah, the perception is that suicide is a sign that not only weakness, but depicts that it depicts failure to an individual. That's someone who takes on himself, takes life out of himself, is a failure, is a weak person, is not strong enough. And it's also selfish. It's also selfish. And yeah, it's also selfish because you can be a parent, having children and responsibilities that are based on you as a man or as a lady, or you have to remain strong so that you bring these people up. But when you take your life out, through suicide, then it means that you have failed as an individual. You have failed your responsibilities as a parent, or you have failed responsibilities as a woman, or as a father or mother. And also, if a child takes their life away from suicide, then the community feels like, or the family feels that, because children are a sign of continuation, they are the future generation. So it means that the generation of that family, or the generation of that clan has been cut from the future. So it's something that people feel hurt, but they cannot mourn you, but they feel hurt, because you cannot mourn someone who was taken out. In our culture, you don't mourn somebody who has taken away their life.
Okay, before we get to the burial in the morning, it's interesting what you're saying, because when we began, we spoke about how, for the Bukusu, it's a very communal culture. But now when we're coming to speak about suicide, it seems to now become very individualistic, where we are focusing on the person individually and not on the community. Why is there a shift in that understanding?
Yeah, we are now, when we narrow down to suicide, the life as we said in the beginning, is communal, whereby the community participates in sustaining life. But now, when it comes to suicide, it's now not a communal. It's not a communal responsibility per se. Although the community comes in there is somewhere where the community comes in. But now, this one is zeroed into an individual first. It's zeroed into an individual first, then to the family. The family will bear the responsibilities. Yeah, usually. The family will bear the responsibilities usually, and the family will be blamed usually. Yeah, so and the community as well, but not so much. But the individual takes out their life is blamed first, and why did he say? Did he not say? Why did he take his life? Why didn't he talk? You understand? And also they will blame now the family. So and so in that family failed to take responsibilities, so that this child or this man took away their life. And the family now, the family and the clan will bear responsibilities where they will be blamed, usually. Yeah. But now, to that aspect, the community is not blamed per se, because now the suicide aspect is now to be thrown to an individual, and now the individual will belong to the family, and now the family will.
That's very interesting. That shift is very interesting. And has it always been like this? Has there been a shift in perspective, or this is how it's always been?
About blaming.
Our perception of what suicide is, and even the way we react to it, blaming the individual.
Yeah, it has always been like that. You find that the family where one of their members committed suicide struggles a lot to cleanse their name, because one of the reasons why the family struggles a lot, that no one in that community maybe will be free to associate themselves, because suicide is seen as a very big taboo, something that is against the beliefs. So when someone takes their life from that family, you find that even marrying to that family becomes a problem. Yeah, marrying from that family becomes a problem, so that you find that the family will be blamed that you are going to marry in that family, but they commit suicide. Those people commit suicide. So when a lady or a man wants to marry in that family, they face resistance. Even if the lady in that family is saved, is a Christian, they will still charge. And now the community will be charging you. The man in that family died. Their parents, their grandfather died. Their great-grandfather committed suicide at this and this year. So it's something that the family will still, is a baggage that the family will still carry to the generations to come. Unless maybe they sell their land, then they move and migrate to somewhere far. Because they believe that once somebody in that family has committed suicide, they believe that it's just like a root somewhere there, so that it will sprout somewhere in another generation. So that's how the family that one of their members commit suicide suffers. And also those who are now remain behind, even if it's a parent or now, will not have that strength of talking even before people, because if you know you failed your child, you do not guide your child, you do not guide your daughter. So the mother, the father they will be demoralized somehow. They will not have that authority to speak before people, because the community now will charge them that you guys failed somewhere. You don't take responsibilities. And one of your kins committed suicide. Even the brothers, the cousins, the uncles who are within that jurisdiction will also suffer from that condemnation.
That sounds very harsh. And I can only imagine how painful that must be, especially coming from a community where everything is very communal. Now to be almost completely pushed
now
outside.
The community will push
exactly.
itself away from
you. Exactly. And so traditionally, I know within the Bukusu culture, the burial customs are quite elaborate. So if somebody were to die by suicide, is there a difference in how they will be buried and how they will be mourned?
Yeah. When someone commits suicide, his burial is totally different from the burial of someone who's died a natural death. So when someone dies from suicide, those who goes there to collect the body from that scene where the person has committed suicide, they whip him. They can the body, denouncing themselves that we are not the ones who sent you to commit suicide. We are not the one who made you. So by caning or whipping the body, it's a sign of now denying the spirits, denying those the spirit that may caused this one, or denying the association with the person who has committed suicide. So they whip the body, and during burial, there's no special occasions about burying the person who has died from suicide culturally. First, that person is not taken to the morgue for preservation. That person, his grave is dug along the boundary where the family land reach ends. So, and also he is buried with the clothes that he had on the day he committed suicide. And his grave is, there is no mass, there is no any ceremony, and his grave is flattened so that no one in future will come and pinpoint that so and so was buried here. So the grave is flattened and you disappear like that. And you are not buried by the clan members. We have people in Bukusu culture called Vakulo. Vakulo are people who, like, you have intermarried, you have intermarried like until to the point that there is no relationship. Now those are the people that now will come and bury you. Because
Their own family is not present, or just the other clan members in the burial?
no clan member will attend that burial. They just stand at a distance. They just observe or watch, but they don't participate in doing anything. No fundraising, no anything. You just like before now, but in modern days, and in modern days, these days, when someone commits suicide, it becomes a police case. So you find that the police comes, they pick the body, they take to the morgue for investigations. Before now, they release the body to the members of the family to go and bury. But now we are talking about initially how it used to happen before. And still, even if the police now picks the body, take it to the morgue, the family goes and pick the body to come and bury, it remains the same. Burial rights remain the same, that this man committed suicide. This is how we are going to bury him. Yeah.
And has there been a shift now that there's a lot of people who, on top of their traditional practices, they've also embraced, let's say, Christianity or Islam? Has that changed anything in the way the burial is done?
Yeah. Now with the Christianity, now it depends with the family. It depends with the relationship of the family and the church. We have those who believe in Christ. Yes, every Christian believes in Christ. But now we have those families that are saved. In the name we are saved, maybe they are the daughters or the sons of the bishop. Now with that one, now they believe in Christianity, or they believe in Jesus or in God. So you will find that they will try to hide the reason why this one, or they will not speak it out or bring it out that he committed suicide.
So it's still not said.
Yeah, it's not. They will not just come out openly that he committed suicide. They will hide that aspect of suicide, and they bury him in the normal way with these burial rites. But you find that when it's known that this one committed suicide, now they can still go ahead and bury him in a Christianity way, but still the community will charge. Yeah, they can hide in Christianity, bury him the normal way, but still, truth cannot be hidden forever. The community will still charge. Yeah, they will still know the source or the reason why that one died. Yeah, but if it's known that so and so died, even if they will bury him the Christian way, you'll find that his burial will not be as equal to the other burial rites. Yeah.
And from your experience within the culture, seeing how things are done, what kind of effect does that kind of practice have to the family members who are left? Because from the burial customs, it allows people to mourn, to grieve as they're saying goodbye to their loved one. But in this particular circumstance, it seems that there's no room for that. Right?
Yeah.
So what are the effects of that?
As I said earlier, the effect is that the family carries the burden. The family carries the burden of blame. Like it will be blamed for so many years to come. And some of the consequences that the family suffers, as I said earlier, you find that their members getting married or associating themselves with others in the community becomes an uphill task. So those are the effects of the family experiencing such kind of treatment from their member who has committed suicide. It's not a good thing to have. Yeah.
And now, when we talk about, because we've spoken about how life is also ancestral, this is the continuation of life. And I know that in the Bukusu culture, for something like naming, we take naming very seriously, how you pass on the name, just like you had mentioned. Somebody may name a child after somebody else, for a particular reason. And I've also heard where you'll be told, oh, we don't name after that person because of X, Y, and Z. If somebody has died by suicide, will they ever be named? Will somebody take their name in future? And what, if not, what is the reason for that?
Someone who has committed suicide or taken their life is not named after their clan members because they believe that these are bad spirit.
So that means anybody who is born after that, that name will not continue.
That name will not continue. That name will not. The reason why I say that their grave is flattened, because with the flattening the grave on the ground, it means that you are doing away with this individual. Like before, when people used to have first lands during the days of our great grandfathers, there was enough land. They could carry this person to go even throw him in the bush so that he's eaten by hyenas, forgotten like that. So the reason why I say that their graves are flattened is one way of doing away with him or her and forgetting them completely. And their name will not be mentioned anywhere, in any sitting, in any gathering, anywhere. Even the family will not be even the parents will not be introducing himself that these are my children, and I had 5 children, or I had 6 children. I have remained with the 5. One died. No, they will not. It will just be forgotten like that. It will not be named anywhere, because life is, in ancestral life, we believe in the living dead. So when the living dead are named after the newborns, so this one will not be named anywhere too for life continuation. Yeah, their name will disappear like that forever and forever.
And what happens with people who maybe share a name? Like in my family, for example, my great-grandmother was called Pauline. There are very many of us called Pauline. So say in an example where, for example, one of us Paulines was to die by suicide, what then happens? Is that the end of that name? Is it Pauline, or it's the other names, the other Bukusu names that are now not taken?
It's not the name.
Yeah.
That the name of an individual who has been named before. Yeah, it's the name of that individual that has committed suicide.
Your own name.
Yeah,
Okay.
Its own name.
Okay.
Yeah, not the
other name
clan
that
name, or not the clan name. Okay. Just that individual who has been named. You can be 1,000 Paulines or 100 Paulines, but it's just that one. So that one will not be. Because when someone names, it's not naming a name, it's naming a person. Yeah, it's not a person. Like you are named after somebody. So it's not the name that is not that name, that is the name of that person who has committed suicide. That one will not be named, but they will still name Pauline, because the genesis of the name Pauline is not from the one who committed suicide. It's somebody else. Okay. Yeah. But now, if, for example, myself, Robert, I've committed suicide, and there are other Roberts, or I have my children, they will not name their children Robert, because these are now my children. You understand? Mm-hmm. This is my generation. Mm-hmm. They are my offsprings. There could be other Roberts whom I was named after, and we are several Roberts, but my children will not name the other children will name Robert because the Robert is their father, Robert is their uncle. It will go like that. But now my own,
the name would continue.
yeah, they will not. They will my own family, my own kids will discontinue that naming their children after me. After now, Robert after me.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But others will still
Will
continue.
still continue. And in all this, where is the room for, traditionally and even now, is there any room for compassion or understanding if somebody is struggling? Because when we're talking about something like suicide, we are trying to understand that this is not a selfish act. It's something that happens out of distress, that somebody is hurting in different ways. So even culturally, was there any room to try and understand that somebody could be struggling mentally or emotionally?
Yeah, culturally, there was enough room for that. There was enough room for that. Like, as I say that people belong somewhere. People belong to the clan. People belong to the tribe. And an individual belongs to particular groups of life in life. Like in men, we have the age set group, the age group, you understand? The Wakokis. Wakokis these are people who are circumcised at the same time, and also maybe the same year or that generation of age group or age set. So you could talk to them if you are going through stress or going through something. You could talk to them, and also culturally, if something is not happening, going well for you at your home, like in Bukusu, we believe that omwiwana kiruchilange bukhoche, that a child or a child goes to the uncles. So you can go to your uncles, you talk to them. Maybe if your parents are the problem, you can go to your uncles. They will come and you talk it out, or even your own family, grandparents, yeah, and even the community itself. We have the elders in the community. You can talk to them to come and intervene. So that's why when someone talks to you have talked it out, they will come and intervene.
So if I'm getting it correctly, the understanding and the expectation is that you should be able to find a solution within the community.
Yeah, within the community.
So the spaces are there for you, and you should use those spaces.
Yeah, that's why you are not condemned. That's why you are condemned
When
you go ahead and take away your life.
And what if for somebody that is not enough? Then what happens?
Still, you will be charged, and yeah, you will still be charged for letting the family down, for letting the clan down, and also for letting the community down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand the importance of having those communal spaces, and the people you can talk to, those different groups you can actually go to talk to if something is happening, to get help. I wonder, now we're in more modern times, are there discussions happening about mental health? Is there any understanding about mental health within the culture, that yes, these things may be there, but still somebody may have issues with their mental health which can lead them down that path? Is there any understanding of that at all?
Yeah, mental health issues are there culturally. Like now, mental health itself is huge. It's huge, it's wide. But culturally, when the world was not gone, the world has not gone far in technology and these AI issues, people could not understand that a person can be sick mentally. They could not understand that. That's why they used to charge. But with the modernization of technology and how the world is moving around, now people are now coming to understand. They're now coming into terms that a person, people who take their life is not necessarily about being mistreated, being cursed. Initially they used to believe that one was cursed or that one was bewitched. But now they are now coming to understand and to fall into terms that these people might have been sick and they are mentally unstable. So in that perspective, you find that parents have started now to understand their children. They don't push them so hard. Even couples, they don't push each other so hard. They have to understand each other. Yeah.
And with that shift in perspective, is there also now a little bit more room for maybe some more understanding now when we're doing the burial?
No,
No.
still they are still rigid to
Where is
that.
the gap? What is happening in between
The gap
that?
is the gap is that the reason is that you should not just take you have to persevere. You have to be strong. Yeah, you have to be strong.
Okay.
You don't just take your life because some things are not working for you.
So we are still
Yeah, we are still
in
in
an
that
in-between
in between.
somewhere.
Yeah, we have those who are still rigid to that, and we still we have those few who are now understanding how things are changing. But the majority group still believes that no, you don't have to.
Yeah, you should not. Having interacted with the younger generation, I think I see a possibility for more of that compassion coming into that space, because I think a lot of younger people are understanding more about mental health and making more room for just compassion and understanding one another.
Now that's why there is that generation gap. There's that generation gap, but still, as a society, we need to do more on highlighting these issues of mental health, because now mental health is now the larger umbrella that covers issues that can push someone to go to the extent of committing suicide. And also, like we are now dealing with a different generation, whereby even when I started, I said that Bukusus, we believe that we are the thigh of an elephant, whereby you are bred to sustain each and every hardships that comes your way. But now we are dealing with a very weaker generation that a person cannot withstand a shout.
Would you call that
cannot,
weakness?
I'm not that I'm a last born at home. I'm not used to be shouted at, you see. So we are, I say it's a weaker generation because or let me say it's an empowered generation. Yeah, let me use that word. It's an empowered generation, whereby the way our children view things as at now, is different from how we were used to be brought up. Like during our days, you could even go home. Schools were far. You can walk to school like even 10 kilometers. You walk in the morning. You come lunchtime running. You get at home, there is nothing. You go back to school. You come in the evening, at evening in the rain. You see, but now the current generation, even a distance of 100 meters, you'll have to pay the bus to take your child to school, or you drive your child to school. So we are living in different generations. And the good thing is that with the current generation, with the improved technology and AI, people are so much empowered. People are so much empowered. People are knowledgeable. People are intelligent. What the current generation knows is 1,000 miles away from what the other generation knew.
I like that you shifted the word, which I think is important, from saying the current generation is weak to using the word empowered. You said in the beginning that the Bukusu believe that they are the thigh of the elephant. And the way I view that is not only in, I'd say, physical strength or being able to withstand hardship, which is important. But when I look at the younger generation now, for me, I think they are also adding to a lot of the strength that is seen in the thigh of the elephant, because to be able to acknowledge that you're in distress, to be able to speak up and say, this is an important topic, to be able to go, I guess, even against what is culturally practiced, when you say that, okay, maybe we need to do this in a different way. I view that as incredible strength, and it takes a lot of strength. So I think in many ways the younger generation is contributing to that strength, and maybe at some point there'll be a connection with hopefully the older and younger generation, where they're both able to embrace that, and then maybe then we can see a change
a lot needs
happening.
to be done. A lot needs to be done, especially from this current generation. You know, one thing about the current generation is that they are very bold. They are very bold, like you know, when they are making a decision, they don't fear. They are very bold, but or they face it as it comes. And now we need more empowerment and help them, so that those urban, those in the urban ones, or those who have been empowered, they now need to come back, to go back even to the villages and empower others. Speak about this openly, speak about this boldly, speak about this so that people know, and so that even the community now accept that, no, this okay, this is just okay. Yeah, so that they can talk about it. Well, know, when they talk about it openly, now the people now will understand that, no, this person did not just die, this person was sick.
Just like you said in the beginning, because the Bukusu culture is very communal, maybe also emphasis on the fact that as a community we also take care of one another. And, you know, instead of blaming somebody as an individual, we look at how can we help one another
as a community.
As a community,
Yeah,
exactly.
true.
Maybe that will change the perspective. Okay, so as we wrap up, what would you hope listeners carry with them from this conversation?
Okay. I think we should not condemn suicide per se, or those who have committed suicide, we should not condemn them. We should understand the root cause of what triggered this person or this individual to go to the extent of taking away their lives. And also, as a community or a clan, we should not judge. You know, the reason why most people end up losing or taking away their lives is about that quote, what will people say? Or they're going through a lot, but they don't have someone to talk to. They fear that if they open up to somebody, they will be judged. So you find that this person has been hurting inside for a very long time. Until now, he reaches to that elastic point whereby he cannot hold it any longer. So it's our all responsibility as a community to talk about this. And when a family has been befallen with such an extent, we should not condemn the family. We should not isolate the family, but talk to the family, help them heal, guide them, counsel them, and offer our counseling to the family and tell them, no, you guys, just this is normal, understand. It also help the community that they should not judge or isolate the family that has been befallen with that incident where their member has been a victim of suicide. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your insights, and thank you for coming to the show today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's
speaking
been
to
my
you.
pleasure.
Okay.
Thank
We're good? Yeah? How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
How was that?
I've enjoyed the session.
Like I said at the beginning of this episode, some of the views expressed may feel harsh or uncomfortable, but it is very important for us to have real conversations about where we are as a community, as a society, what practices we are upholding and why. And in my opinion, that is the only way we can then try to do better. Once we understand where we're coming from, we can question, we can learn, we can challenge, and maybe adapt new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking. We'd be curious to hear from you about your communities and what the customs and practices are when somebody dies by suicide. That way we can all learn from one another and hopefully challenge each other and create a better community. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.